Why do prices rise when things are scarce? Why do some items go on sale while others keep getting more expensive? And who actually decides what something is worth? Today, we're unraveling one of the most powerful forces in economics, supply and demand. It's simple in theory, but it shapes the entire economy. Welcome to Unravel, Money and Economics. In this channel, we simplify the world of finance, economics, and money, so you can understand how it all works, no matter your background. Let's start with the basics. Supply is how much of something is available. Demand is how much people want it. When the two meet, they determine the price. Sounds simple, right? Imagine a hot new sneaker just dropped. Thousands of people want it, but there's only a limited number in stock. That's high demand with low supply. Result, prices shoot up. Now flip it. A warehouse overstocked with last season's shoes. Low demand and high supply, so prices fall. This push and pull between supply and demand is at the heart of how markets work. And it applies to everything. Food, housing, wages, yes, even your favorite concert tickets. Let's break it down further. When demand increases but supply stays the same, prices rise. When supply increases but demand stays the same, prices fall. But what happens when both change at once? Here's a question. If a new gaming console gets more popular and production ramps up, will prices rise or fall? It depends on how much demand grows compared to supply. That's why understanding both sides is so important. Now, let's talk about the demand curve. It slopes downward. Why? Because as prices go up, people buy less. Think of it this way. Would you pay $10 for a chocolate bar? Maybe, but $100? Probably not. That's the law of demand. The supply curve slopes upward. As prices go up, producers want to sell more. If you're running a lemonade stand and people are willing to pay $5 a cup, you'll probably make a lot more lemonade. That's the law of supply. These two curves meet at a point called equilibrium. It's the price where supply equals demand. At this point, the market is balanced. No shortages, no surpluses. But here's the thing. Markets don't stay in equilibrium for long. A sudden event, like a drought, can reduce the supply of crops, driving prices up. A viral trend can increase demand for a product overnight. Supply and demand are always shifting. Let's look at a real-world example. During the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic, demand for hand sanitizer exploded, but supply couldn't keep up. Result? Prices spiked, shelves emptied, and black markets emerged. Eventually, producers caught up. Supply increased, demand stabilized, and prices dropped back down. That's the market adjusting. Now, here's something interesting. What if prices are not allowed to adjust? Enter price controls. Governments sometimes set price ceilings to keep goods affordable, like rent control. But this can lead to shortages. If landlords can't charge enough to cover costs, they may stop renting altogether. Other times, governments set price floors, like minimum wages. These ensure workers earn a base level of income. But if the wage is too high, it could reduce the number of jobs employers are willing to offer. These interventions show that while supply and demand are powerful, they're not the only forces at play. Another factor? Elasticity. It measures how sensitive demand or supply is to price changes. Some things, like luxury goods, are elastic. If the price jumps, people stop buying. Others, like fuel or medicine, are inelastic. People still buy them, even if prices rise, because they're essential. Understanding elasticity helps businesses set prices and helps policymakers predict the impact of taxes, subsidies, or trade changes. So why does this all matter to you? Because supply and demand shape the price of nearly everything in your life, from your groceries and rent to your paycheck and investments. The more you understand how it works, the better you can make financial decisions. You'll know when a deal is actually worth it, and you'll start to see the hidden forces behind every price tag. Next time something feels overpriced or unexpectedly cheap, ask yourself, has supply changed? Has demand shifted? You might be surprised how often the answer is yes. Have a topic you're curious about? Let us know in the comments, and hit subscribe so you don't miss what's next. As we continue to unravel the world of money and economics, one concept at a time.